Alright, so video number 2. Yeah, it calculated the password in like just a couple minutes. I just had a phone call come in after I paused it, and I literally hung up after a couple seconds because the password was already calculated. So look at that. So it's 10:54 on the clock right there on the Autel, which is totally wrong because it's like 2 o'clock here. But um, just go back and look at the clock on the Autel, and that'll tell you how long it took. But look at that. So like people are afraid of doing Mercedes, don't be. Like a couple minutes and we're already calculated. Excuse me, COVID. All right, so let's go hit OK. Now that we have the password, insert the ignition key into the EIS and wait for 30 seconds. So back to the EIS, and it did not click. That's not a good sign. So we'll hit OK. Did not hear the steering lock on lock. But I'm not too worried about it, so you should not be either. Ten, 9, on its way down here. Password calculation completed. Press OK to return key addition process and proceed to the next step. We'll hit OK. It's generating the IR file. Half tempted to start putting the key in and out of the IR or into the EIS to see if it makes the steering lock come unlocked, but once we put the new key in, we should be fine. Please insert the blank key into the IR keyhole. Here's our blank key, the B key, the logo in there. Good to go. Hit OK. It's detecting the key. The light's doing its dance. Key addition completed. After pressing OK, check to see if new key can be used normally. Insert the new key into the EIS. Alright, so we'll plug it in. The steering column lock unlocked, so we're good. It does not turn, but the column lock unlocks. So we'll insert it a couple times. Alright, second try. It turns it on, goes to the on position. You can see that right there, or get up there. Okay, I'm going to turn it off for a second. I'm going to turn it back on. Fires right up. Now, what we're going to do is remove this key. Here, the column lock. Remember, column lock is important, guys. When we've already gone through all this, checking remote lock and unlocks. Let's see if the remote locks and unlocks. Sure does. So all that's good. And we're all good. Ending the function. Okay, so what I was saying about the column lock's important. Can't tell you how many times somebody has tried to program a new key thinking the key was bad when you actually had a bad column lock. So we're going to make a video about column locks here shortly. I actually have some footage of the last one I did, but I really need to get where I have time to just sit down and make a really good video about it instead of like being kind of rushed to do it while I'm at this Mercedes shop, you know, making this key or making the column lock. So now we're going to go back to our original key. We're going to put it back in the EIS. So you hear it, unlocks, turn the key, everything powers up, turn the key off, turn the key back on, car fires right up. So key is back to functioning. So if you get it where it stops working, don't freak out, but the column lock is something to listen for. If you put an IR key in and the column lock does not unlock, it's either a bad key, something's gone crazy with the tracking, or the column lock is bad. So if a column lock goes bad, if you're not familiar with it, if the column lock is bad, nothing will light up on the dash. You put the key in and everything's dead when the column lock is bad. But ours is obviously working, but we are actually, you know what, I may actually make a column lock video on this car. I've got an SL 500 or CLS 500 at the body shop right now. When I get that back, I may do a column lock on that before I get rid of that car, and that way you guys can have a better idea, because this car and the other car really don't have to go anywhere anytime soon. But this is smart mode. Now, one of the things I wanted to do is I want to show you, when you use smart mode, it should automatically load this key in slot number 8. So let's go EIS tools. We're going to read EIS. We'll do it via OBD on vehicle, auto scan. See if we can do it with the key off. Yes. Alright, so there is 3 keys programmed to this car. So 1, 2, and key number 8. So when you use smart mode, it automatically starts at key number 8. It doesn't start your tracking at 3 or 4 or what have you. It automatically jumps to key 8. And I'm assuming the reason for that is in case a customer ordered a key from Mercedes, that it would, let's say key number 3 was ordered, because obviously 1 and 2 came with the car, that it wouldn't mess up the tracking when they ordered it for key number 3. So key number 8 is what it adds, and then if I was to add another one via smart mode, it would go to number 7. So look at the time on the clock. It's 11:01. We'll have to go back to the original video and see when we started this, but there was a lot of talking and stuff in between. Obviously the setup, you should probably hardwire your J-box to the Autel, but I don't. I think I may have done that just once or twice, just for videos I've done for you guys, just to say you're doing it correctly. But I do not do that usually. It's one of those things, I guess, do as I say, not as I do, unless you like to live dangerously like me. But very easy. New key working, starts the car, and panic. Probably won't work because the door's open. Oh, it does work. So literally that's all there is to it. Took us, really probably 5 minutes to make the key. We had a good working key, and probably really 5 minutes of time. So I just talked to a locksmith today who's all afraid about Mercedes. Don't be afraid. Go out there and do it. The IM608 is a great tool. We'll get through most of them. Obviously there's always going to be exception to every rule, but the IM608 is a wonderful tool when it comes to doing Mercedes keys. So do not be afraid. Go out there and knock them out and take that money. If you have any questions or want to comment below. I'll do the best to answer the questions for you. But here is all the key data. Like I said, slot number 8 for this car. Pretty easy peasy. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks, guys. Until the next one.